Good evening. Hello, my creative friends. Give this a second to start here. Just make sure we're going. So, welcome. My name is 𝗧𝗢𝗣𝗘𝗖, and this is ButterDish Designs Crafty Hour, episode 72. So, welcome. Hi, Lisa. So, ready to have some fun tonight? I'm going to show you, a lot of us have been working with what we like to call a one-sheet wonder. And a lot of times you can see patterns and stuff for 12 by 12 one-sheet wonders. But tonight we are going to be working with a 6 by 6 one-sheet wonder here. And so I kind of have it marked out on my grid sheet here since it's 7 inches. But yeah, so gonna have fun. And we're going to have a bonus tonight to go with the one-sheet wonder. We are going to be making this fun little gift pocket. And what happens here is that, and I only did 3 in here, but it can totally hold more. So you're going to see here how I used these. So made this card here. And this one was used with one of these squares, one of these 8 squares here, and one of these strips along the side here. And yeah, because this is the back side, as you can see here, of this one. Hi, Coney. So those are that. Here is this card. And you can see this is made using 3 of these and then just a scrap piece of fresh freezer that I had. To jazz it up on this one in particular, you can see I used my scoring tool on my cutter here to make some score lines in there on that basic white layer. So there's that one. And then this one is my favorite. So this, and I used 2 of these squares here and then 2 of these, and then just stamped off of that. And it's all of these are on a shortened basic white layer here, and then just stamped a little bit. So those are the 3, and I had more pieces, so I could have definitely made another card, and it'll definitely fit in there. And then I coordinated, of course, I stamped and coordinated the envelopes to go with the cards. So this one goes with this one. This dot one goes up here with this one. And this sleeve goes with this one. So in this particular thing that we're going to do tonight, when you're doing this, try not to overtax yourself if you want to do this quickly, because it will go very quickly if you'd like it to. And so I'm using the layering leaves stamp set here. And pick a stamp set, if you don't have this one, that has lots of different sentiments in it, and just a couple elements that would go with your paper. So this is what we're using. This one has pretty much "so happy to celebrate you." That doesn't have to be for a birthday. It could be for anything. Wedding, graduation, whatever. Best wishes, sending hugs, thinking of you, for you, which came in handy for the outside of the gift pocket here. Thank you so much, and hello. So let's have some fun. The paper that I used on this here is from the big paper pack. And again, through the end of the month, it's 15% off. And this is the Delightfully Eclectic 12 by 12. There's lots and lots and lots of different stuff in here. So I thought tonight we would change it up a little bit from this one. And we're going to go with this one here and see how we do. This one has a little pattern on this side, a little flower print, and then on the back side, it's got this. So that's what we're going to be doing. And let's go over your 6x6, how to cut it, and then we will make this as a bonus because it doesn't take very long. Okay. All right. So these here. Let's see, there's plenty of room in here for another one. They just slide right in there. You can put all different kinds of things in here. And then this just tucks behind that. And what a lovely gift. So, all right, I'm going to switch to just the overhead and we're going to get started. So, there we go. All right. Let's go ahead and have to have another piece of that. So basically, if you want to do the whole kit and caboodle, meaning the pocket and the one sheet wonder, you will need one 6x6 sheet and one 12x12 sheet. And just coordinating scraps and your basic white. So, all right. Let me get this cut down to a 6x6. I don't know about you, but I love anything that will help me use up all the beautiful paper I have to share. So, all right. So here we have the 6x6. And you can see here that we're going to start with 3 1-inch strips down this side. And then these are 1.5 inches. So I should put this on here for y'all. 1.5 inches. And this one is 1.5 inches as well. There's so many ways you could do this. Just trying to keep it a little bit simple and get some really fun cards out of one. All right. So let's go ahead and set that up there. It's going to be out of frame, but we can go over it again. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to cut this. Actually, I can move this over here. There we go. We're going to start on the right side and cut this way so that we can, so we've got 1 inch here. I'm going to set that aside. 1 inch again. And we have one more 1 inch. Okay. And then this will be 1.5 inches. And this should also be 1.5 inches. It's a little bit here, but that's fine. Anyways, and so now we're going to go 1.5 inches. Cut it this way. So we're going to be cutting these strips here. And because it's 6 inches, we can get 4 pieces out of there. Making sure I got that. There we go. And if you make a mistake, don't sweat it, okay? It's just an opportunity to do something different. There's not a test, okay? So let's just fill these in as we do them here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go for this as well. Same cuts. Oops, and I'm gonna, nope, that should be the right either way. I know the one said it's just a smidge bigger, but that's okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, the next one here, we are going to take this and cut these into 1-inch pieces. Okay. I'm actually going to do it on the other side because it takes too long to line up for me on the other side here. So switch it off because I can go faster. You don't have to keep them in order. I'm just kind of doing that to show you here. And one more here. Now, initially I was going to cut off 1 inch and 1 inch, but I may not do that. So I like to leave the long pieces long just for the time being, because I may want them to go the whole length of the card. So these fit like so. And there's our 6x6 sheet of paper. Okay. So let's go ahead and cut our card bases. So this is going to be 5.5. There are 2. Okay. So there's 4 card bases. And I do want to add just a layer on top, just to elevate it just a little bit rather than just gluing down directly onto the card base. So this is thick basic white, and for this I'm just going to use basic white because it's thinner. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and give a 1/4 inch border all the way around. So this is going to be 5.25. And we're taking off a 1/4 inch this way, so it's going to be 4. So there we've got 1 layer. 2. And we're 5.25ing it here again. And 4. And 1 more here. Okay. And last but not least, let's just go ahead and score the card bases. And these are going to get scored at 4.25. You could just fold these in half, but I do like to score mine. go. Perfect. There's the last of those. I did get out a piece of Night of Navy because it coordinates well with this here. Instead of that, and it looks lovely with the crushed curry. I think that's crushed curry. Yep, crushed curry. So we've got that. So here we've got our card bases, card fronts, and we're going to get out more envelopes to go along with this so we can do them all at the same time. And let's have some fun with this one sheet. So there we go. We can take these out for an example here, and then we'll come up with something for the last one together. So let's go ahead and do this one first. This uses 2 of the bigger squares and 2 of the smaller squares and a couple stamped images. Here, so we'll stamp it. There we go. Put these back over here. All right. So we've got our card front here. We're going with this orientation, and we're going to use Night of Navy ink. And I already have some of these out. Out. Let's see what I have and what I don't have. Stick that down there. Okay, so for this one, it is on the light side. So we've got roughly, I'll tell you how I did this here. I kind of laid them to see where I would have, you know, approximately the same there. And then we've got this one that's going to go somewhat like so. And this other one's going to go over here. Something like that. So what I did to get the stamps where I wanted them is that I just lifted these pieces up here. And of course, this is not adhered or anything yet. So and there we go. Put one going the other direction. And then, of course, we can stamp the hello on here. And if your photopolymer stamp looks a little crooked when you put it on the block, put it down on the grid paper or just on a paper so that you can pick it up rather than forcing it to contort to however you put it on there. It can do its own thing. And there we go. I got some ink right there, but that's all right. We shall do something with that. It's fine. You know, we could turn it over, but we're not going to, or we could just switch it out. We'll switch it out. There we go. Anyhow. Get our glue going here. And I'm not really stressing about, I'm just looking here just to see if I have it straight and about the same width as the other one I want to have out. That's it. Told you this is just supposed to be easy. All right, there's that. And then let me grab some dimensionals so that we can pop the other ones up. These are so tiny, I'm just going to put one on the back of these here. I wanted this one in particular to slightly overlap so that I could hide where those stems were meeting in the center. That's just my preference. And then this one, there we go. Now, if you didn't like how the white against the white, you could sponge around this, you know, to add a little pop, more of a pop of color there. But I like it, so I'm going with it. Okay, we will adhere that in just a moment. Let's go ahead and fold and burnish this card base. There she is, a little trusty sidekick there, the bone folder. All right, so we've got that there. So before I put this leaf away, I am going to give a couple of stamps here. Okay, there's that. Grab a paper towel real quick. Normally I have one before I get started. All right. Okay. Set that off to the side. Okay. Go. Go ahead and get this glued down to the front of this here. And when you're doing, like if it was, you could do a different colored card base. I was just trying to make it easy so you didn't have to put a layer on the inside. So basic white it is. I know you guys hear me tell you this all the time, but the liquid glue just gives you enough time to pick it up, move it around, get it where you want it before committing. So, and there we go. One card down. All right, so I'm going to put that one off to the side there. as well as that one. And let's go ahead and go to the next card front here. And that is this design, which of course there's about 1 million designs you can make with this, but we're just going with whatever floats our boat here. So do that like that. And this is the reason why I did not cut off that 1 inch, because this is less than 1 inch. And I wanted to be able to use the whole strip if I wanted to. Okay. Let's switch out our leaf here. We're going to go with a different one. I'm angling this so that I can hide it behind the paper. Well, I did use a little vellum on this one as well. And this one that's going far out, I hid behind the other piece of paper there, like so. And since we're already here, let's just go ahead and speed up the process by doing the envelope and stuff right now. Okay. Thanks, Coney. I was really, really, really looking forward to sharing this project with you guys. I've been trying to make them in advance, but sometimes it just kills me to sit there and wait to share them with you all. So, and today was quite a fun and interesting day in the office. So this creative therapy is my unwind time. Right. So here we go for that. We've got those stamped. Let's go back to this piece here. And I'm going to do almost this entire strip here, but not quite. Because remember, it hangs off some. This navy just looks, Night of Navy looks so beautiful with this crushed curry. And if you were really, you could, line this up here if you wanted to take like a scrap piece or something like that. But like I said, I'm just eyeballing it. Before I completely push it down there. And see, I do have a little bit hanging off, and that's okay. A little bit of glue off the edge. All right. Trusty scissors. Stuck that in the glue on the front. Remember to wash your scissors every once in a while. Get the little gunk off of them. Just a little tip. Okay. I'm going to close this ink pad till we move on to the next one. Let me grab a little piece of scrap piece of vellum. I have this here. Now, there is the bow punch, and that's what I use to do these with. So I only need a strip because I don't want the other little flowers. So I'm just gonna cut that off like so, so that I can just get the bottom one here mainly. Leaf. Let's do one more. There we go. Now we also need one of these, which I'm going to use the one that he did the ink on, because then I can just flip it over here. And to add a little bit more color to this, let's go ahead and do a couple of the fresh freesia, which I have scrapped from earlier. And I just want the little piece that's on the top. So that's what you get from the top part. Do those. Okay. Just getting off some glue here so I don't stick something in it. There we go. Now I did pop this up here. And yes, I did use 4 on this little bitty square. I wanted it to be secure. It's going over some other elements, so that's why I did that. Now let's hide the glue that's going to attach this behind. We'll hide it behind this, okay? And I'm not gluing the whole thing. I'm just gluing basically the bottom part and the stem. All right, I'm having a difficult time picking that up this evening. There we go. That shows up nicely. Hold it up here in a minute. And then put one going this way. And if you're not sure, go ahead and just hold the piece that you're going to be gluing down over of it. Oh, I do remember that I did put a dot behind this big one. There we go. Let's see how we're looking before I commit to that last one. We're looking pretty good there. So on the last one, I want it to go down this way. And again, I'm going to add just a dollop behind that there. This will dry well there. There we go. And then now this will hold this down as well. So it serves a couple purposes there. There we go. Did I stamp on the inside of this one? I might have. Let's see here. Oh, when I took a picture, I used these things, so I have it stuck close there. I did. So happy to celebrate you. So put this off to the side here. Let's attach this to the front, and then we will do the inside sentiment, and we'll be done. And we'll add some little gems to it as well. And I will tell you another thing about the regular basic white, not the thick, is that you definitely do not want to saturate it too much with glue, because it can sometimes show through. So just a little bit goes a long way there. All right. So let's go ahead and get out this other sentiment here. Clean this. All right. Sorry if my head gets in the way here. There we go. Great sentiments in this set. Very versatile. All right, so I have this Tinsel Gems 3-pack here, and used the Fresh Frisian ones on that, but on this one I'm going with the blue, just because the card is so light. There we go. I don't know, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, That's okay. You have a right to change your mind. There we go. I like that little pop of color. There we go. And one more over here. And that's another thing, is that I used the gems to hold down the vellum as well, as to not see glue. So there we go. That's card number 2. And the envelope. We've got 2 down there. And let's go ahead and go to the next one. And those are just the envelopes. So I've got Thinking of You there. All right. So we've got an envelope. We've got a card front here and a card base. Just clean up my space just a little bit. Right. There we go. Now on this one here, I did a little strip of color, so I am going to do that with this one as well. And let's go ahead and just do a strip of this red navy here. And we're going to make this 3/4 of an inch. All right. And we know that that card front is 5 1/4. So there's our little strip. Hang on to that extra piece there. And we'll go like this. I think this will help those pop. And we can even do the center one reversed on this one. Why not? So whenever I'm doing something like this, where I've got 3 here, I generally glue the middle one first and then work outwards. We just need to put a little bit of a stamp behind this. And I just used the splattering here. Remember to rotate as you go so that you can get some variation. All right, might as well go ahead and on the inside. I stuck these shut, like I said, too. But that's what I stamped on the inside. Whenever I am taking pictures to post, sometimes you have to temporarily keep them shut so that they photograph better. So there we go. Let's go ahead and give that envelope a stamp as well. And I'm going to give this good cleaning here. We'll squeak on the 𝗧𝗢𝗘𝗖𝗞 here. Okay, so I've got that there. We also need to stamp thinking of you. And I should have that somewhere. Let's see here. How about this one? We do sending hugs. I like that one. Doesn't have to be the same. Okay, so the bottom of this, what I did is I stamped the sentiment. And then I went ahead and brought out my cutter, my trimmer. If I had my pick tool out, I would go ahead and use that. But we are just going to go just a little bit here. And what I'm doing is just gently scoring, just to see how far down I want these. And now I am going to turn it over because I actually want the ridge going the opposite direction. All right, and I am going to move it down just a little bit here. I'm looking at the marks on the side over here. And the reason why I'm only going so far is because that sentiment is down there. And I marked with the first one so I would know how far to go. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't, like I said, doesn't have to be perfect. We're just giving it a little bit of zhuzh. There we go. All right. Okay, let's get back to this one here. We're going to go ahead and glue down this strip. And this, we've cut it to run the whole length. And so I want to make sure that it's straight here, straight as I can get it. Yep, it looks pretty straight. All right. So now we've got our pieces. And I kind of just like the crushed curry, so I think I'm going to go with that. And I told you that I glued the center one down first and then worked my way out. So that's what we're going to do. Just have to turn it a bit so I can make sure I'm pretty straight there. There we go. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. And what I'm doing is just giving myself a little bit of a border in between there. You can do as much or as little as you'd like. Trying to see if I have any of these that match and line up. But I don't think that we do. I think we already used it, but that's all right. It doesn't have to. All right. And there we go. Got a card base here. Let's get this stuck down. That's a little off, but that's all right. If you don't happen to like the way that's looking, I'll tell you a quick fix for that one would be to pull out your piece of coordinating cardstock and punch here. And just give a couple punches. Right. And you could easily take this like that and just add to it. It's an illusion that this side was meant to be that much further from the side. So what happens when you have to do things backwards and upside down. There we go. I promise you, we're almost done. There we go. All right, so that's 3 cards. We're going to go ahead and stop there with the cards. We still have more pieces, so you can definitely keep going. You like the blue leaves on top? I do too, actually. It gives that little extra color there. Because I want to show you the envelope real quick. Okay, so how we're going to do this here is you will get your 12 by 12 piece of double-sided paper, and whatever you want on the inside, for example, on this one here, will be facing up towards you, okay? We are going to fold that away, and we're just doing that point to point here. So if you get that point to point, kind of drag your finger down the middle here, and then don't give it like the most hard crease ever, because you can keep working with it until you get it, okay? This is a forgiving project here. So this corner over here is giving me a little bit of trouble, so I'm just unfolding it and folding it back. I've got it. I know it might go out of frame here, but trying to do that. There we go. And see, now I've got it. All right. So there we go. Okay. So I'm showing you this because this is where we're going with this. All right. We need to open this back up, and we're going to take the 1/2, and we are going to fold this to that middle fold. And the same thing applies. Don't give it a hard crease until you've got it where you want it. All right. That's why sometimes it's easier to use your fingers. We're going to go flip that over and go to the other side. You want to make sure to line this up here. All right. Looks like we're getting ready to fly a kite. Okay. The next thing is we're going to take this bottom point from down here, and we are going to put it dead center to that fold line, just a little bit over. Now you can adjust this based upon whatever you want to put in this pocket, okay? So before you go giving it a hard whatever, you would just want to make sure that when you put that in there, that you had room, okay, that it's going to get covered. So that's the gauge of how much you need to put over the top there, okay? So now we have this, okay? Next thing we're going to do is take this corner here. You can see where I'm going with this. And just gently work with it, especially down here in this corner, until you get it where you want it, and it's going to behave. All right, there we go. And we're going to do the same thing on this side here. And it doesn't need to butt up exactly. You can, I personally like this little gap in there. All right, so there's that. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to fold this over these. All right, so there you go. There you go. You see where we're going with this? And then the next thing you want to do is fold the top down. Make sure whatever you're going to put in there fits. And then go ahead and when you're bringing this down, just remember that you want it to go to this fold line here. Okay. You can fold it a little, you can fold it a lot. However you want to do that there. And that's it. Now, on this one here, I did do this oval punch to help keep it closed. When you're adhering whatever you're going to put here, keep in mind that this point is going to come down and want to stick behind something, and you'll definitely want to put your adhesive on the outsides. For this, I use dimensionals. So there's only a couple things to glue on this, and that is here, here, and then just a little bit just behind here, just a smidge on the outer edges. All right. So again, just lightly put this on there. Got a little glue booger on the end there. Let me get that off. Just hold that for a second. Let's go ahead and go. I'm going to do actually this one next. And I'm only going to put just a hair of glue on the outsides there. If you can see that. Bring that up. And you don't really need to glue that whole middle part, so it's fine. Just hold that with your finger for a second. Close my window there for a second. Or my blind, I should say. All right. And then we're going to glue this side. And could you use your tape runner? Sure. It just make sure you have a good tape that would hold it closed for a while, since people are going to be opening and closing this. All right. Now we have this beautiful giftable pocket here. And the only thing I'm going to do is go ahead and got the double oval punch. And I will show you what I mean about that. We're going to do the back side on this in the Night of Navy because it looks so good against that. And then we will do the For You on the white here. And we'll package these up and it'll be ready to gift. Right. And the reason why I'm doing this is on a strip is so that we can put it just on this bottom one here where we want it. Okay. Decorate just a smidge more of that. There we go. And I have that vellum piece still, the other part. So let's go ahead and cut a couple more of these. Go. And just one more of these little fresh freesia just to give it a pop of color. All right. Let's put this together. I did all the vellum, all the pieces underneath here. So let's go ahead and layer these up. I know it's hard for you to see, but I will show you momentarily. And I am gluing this flat because we are doing the actual oval will be popped up with the dimensional. Got a lot of layers going on there, so I'm just giving it a hold here for a second. Okay, and this is what I was talking about with the position of your dimensionals. Because we have that V, we would want to make these go to the out. So right here. I'm even following the slant so that we have that point there. The easiest way I found to do this was to go ahead and put it closed here. And just kind of center that, make sure it's good. And there we go. Add a couple more of these, or at least one here. Actually, I'm gonna put it on this side on that one. Here we go. So that was a lot. I didn't even realize it was 8 o'clock, but hey, you know, we've got all of our beautiful cards here and our envelopes. We've got sending hugs. This one that we did stamped the sentiment on the inside. The card. And then this one here. All right, so these fit down in here beautifully. You definitely have room for another one. This pocket can be adjusted to anything. So there we go. How's that? Yay! This one doesn't have its goodies inside, but you remember what it looks like. I hope you'll give this a one sheet wonder cards and this pocket for whether you pair them together or not. Make a great gift. I am totally thinking that, and see how the sizes are different? That's okay. You put it to whatever you have it, whatever you're going to put inside there. So let's see here. Here we are. Hi. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this evening. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you next week for Crafty Hour episode 73. Oh, no, wait. I will tell you that next week I will not be available. Our beautiful, beautiful little flower girl, who is not so little anymore, is getting married. So, but I will have something, whether I do a pre-recorded or some sort of video or some sort of project for y'all in lieu of Crafty Hour. So next week we'll be skipping the live, and then 73 will return the week after. So, oh, another thing is that next week I'll have some little surprises. So make sure you stay tuned. On Wednesday, I believe it is. I believe it's Wednesday, the 28th. Yes, Wednesday is my 13th anniversary with Stampin' Up! And I'll be doing some giveaways just for fun because I appreciate you sharing my love of creativity. And thanks for watching. So see you next time. Bye.